We are losing the May subscriber battle against those pesky Giants fans. Not by a lot. I think we can and should catch them sooner rather than later. So help us continue to grow the Cowboys Report, the number one YouTube channel for the Dallas Cowboys. Hit that sub button right now. I want to talk about a couple different free agents out there linked to the Cowboys, whether tangibly or speculatively, and the Cowboys remaining unsigned free agents. And that begins with Stephon Gilmore. Remains unsigned, not a lot of traction on his market, but did speak with Josina Anderson about his upcoming free agency. Gilmore said, quote, "I'm still focused on playing, but it has to be the right opportunity. I feel like it's the age of some of these teams. If I was 28, I would have already been signed by now. At the same time, I know the value I still bring. If you watch the tape, I feel like I played well the last 2 years and literally almost played every snap last year. So I'm staying patient while watching my son, who's a wide receiver and cornerback, lock people up on the field with his defensive back skills too." Love the addition there of the kid part, by the way. Look, I think Gilmore's right. If he were 20, he would have been signed. But he's also not 28 years old. So it's not the same when at this point you are 33 years old, you are no longer in your prime, you turn 34 in September, and you're coming off a shoulder injury. So I think he's right, and I think that is a valid concern to have as well. This would, in theory, be his fourth team in as many years, 5 teams in as many years. A couple years the Bills played great. Patriots played great. Panthers was a little bit more up and down there. Decent for the Colts, and the Cowboys traded for him, and he played well. Like Gilmore is, I think he is still a good corner. I don't think he wants to sign for pennies on the dollar and be a backup. And in the end, I don't think he has to do that. I think there will be a team that shows enough interest and adds him. There are teams that need cornerback help. I think are worth mentioning. I forgot to mention, by the way, when we went to the teams he played for, those were the hashtags Josina used. I think that was his previous teams, not the teams that were involved with him. I just wanted to clarify that front there. Cornerback-wise, I think you're in good shape. You have Diggs coming off the injury. We'll see about play-to-play versus performance. Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Kalen Carson. I'm excited about it as a draft pick. We'll see if Deshaun Wright, Eric Scott do anything. Israel Mukwamu's a piece. Of all the spots, I would have said run it back beyond like quarterback. Cornerback stood out to me as one of them. They didn't pay Lewis very much. If they wanted to, they could pay Gilmore. We'll see if that happens. Maybe after June 1st, when some salary cap space becomes available, a team, whether it's Dallas or somebody else, shows interest there. So would you sign Stephon Gilmore? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off for me in the comment section of today's video. The pinned comment, by the way. So when that comes, ignore the ad instead and go vote. So Bleacher Report had a couple different names they suggested. The one that stood out to me was Donovan Smith, beyond like the guys we've spent time talking about on previous shows. And I get the argument they're trying to make here. It's this. Well, the plan is to have Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe round out the offensive line. The Cowboys would be wise to add some veteran insurance. This is especially true at left tackle, where Guyton is slated to play. The Oklahoma product only has 1 year of starting experience and earned it at right tackle. If his transition doesn't go smoothly, it could create real problems for quarterback Dak Prescott, which I agree with, by the way. Donovan Smith isn't a perfect left tackle, but is a 2-time Super Bowl winner and the top option still available. He put on a 1-year, $3 million deal last season, so he might be open to a team-friendly deal. First off, I hate the offensive tackle wins argument. Like, that's what we're going with? Okay. Anyway, we might not like it, but we must accept it. Dallas has Donovan Smith at home. His name is Chuma Edoga. They have the veteran left tackle option. Edoga in 420 snaps last offseason. 3 sacks, 5 hits, 8 hurries. The run grade wasn't great either. Which, this is my overall point when it comes to Donovan Smith. Name you've heard of. He's played games. He's been a left tackle for Super Bowl team. He sucked last year, guys. I'm sorry. That man got beat a ton. You know how mad we were at Terrence Steele for getting beat a lot in pass protection. Relative to their snaps, Donovan Smith was worse. And he was bad as a run blocker. You know why the Chiefs were like, yeah, we don't want to bring him back even though he was super cheap? Hey, let's gamble on Wanye Morris and Kingsley Suamataia, because Donovan Smith stunk. I thought he was on the decline. He fell apart last year. Chiefs won in spite of him frequently. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I'd rather have Chuma Edoga in there. Or, you know what? I'd rather see if Matt Waletzko's shoulders don't fall apart for the first time in an offseason. Or if Awesome Richards can emerge. And more likely, I would just let Tyler Guyton, battle through what will have ups and downs. Now, again, there will be ups and downs for him, but you can get his jersey right now. And Dallas's track record when it comes to offensive tackles and offensive linemen in round one typically ends up pretty well. Get the Tyler Guyton rookie jersey today over at chatsports.com/Guyton. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. That's chatsports.com/Guyton. Again, link in the comments and the description of today's show is through our friends over at Fanatics. I don't fully know what to call Mike Fisher's site these days because he didn't write the article, but his site, Cowboys Country, which was Sports Illustrated, now is Athlon Sports too. We'll just call it Cowboys Country. Suggests the Cowboys sign either Mecole Hardman or Hunter Renfrow. After missing on Zay Jones, which, you know what happens, I'm not necessarily opposed to adding more receiver help. If you could get a good veteran who can at least be, wide receiver 4 and maybe be receiver 3 if you had him to be, I think I have some interest there. The issue is the receivers out there aren't very good. Mecole Hardman has flashed at times. He offers speed. You don't have speed. He was a non-factor for a good portion of the 2023 campaign with both the Jets and the Chiefs, and then it kind of saved his season with the whole, Super Bowl winning catch, which is great, but, I need regular season stuff too. But he does offer speed. Maybe some return value mixed in there too. Hunter Renfrow, a name we all know, the slot receiver, I think we have to consider this as a real possibility. What if Hunter Renfrow's 2021 campaign was the outlier? What if it wasn't just the shitty coaching staff in 2023 and 2022, which it was a bad staff? What if he's just declined? What if that was the outlier year? And I think specifically for Dallas, if this team does plan, as I would plan, on putting CeeDee in the slot for 65% of the snaps and putting Cooks in there some too, and utilizing Turpin as really a slot guy, a gadget guy, how many snaps are actually available for Renfrow at wide receiver? He's a slot receiver too. I would wonder if because of what you have versus what you don't have, maybe gambling on Mecole Hardman makes more sense. So pick a wide receiver. MH for Mecole Hardman, HR for Hunter Renfrow. Sound off where else but the comments. To wrap things up here, I did want to mention the other two unsigned Cowboys free agents. I think at least one of them will get signed, if not both at some point between now and camp and the season. First up is Jayron Kearse, who did put up 72 tackles last year, 4 PBUs, and not everyone agrees with me, and that's fine. It's good to not have unanimous stuff because that normally means we're all wrong. I don't want him back. I thought he was a liability far too often last year. I think we mentioned that outlier year for Renfrow. The outlier year happened a few seasons ago for Jayron Kearse. I think at best, he's safety 5. Give me Malik Hooker. Give me Donovan Wilson. Give me Marquise Bell. I love Israel Mukwamu. I believe in Wanye Thomas. I'm keeping all those guys. And maybe Josh Berry ends up playing more corner, but we'll put him at safety for now because numbers game. Or maybe I'll just put Mukwamu. I don't know where Mukwamu's going to play. Is he corner or safety? Same with DeBerry. Anyway, I don't need Jayron Kearse, so I'm out on him. Sean McEwen. I think the role you would have for him can be filled by someone like Brevin Spann-Ford, who, by the way, given their years of playing time, would be cheaper and younger than Sean McEwen. I don't need a tight end. I have Jake Ferguson as tight end 1. Very excited for him in year 3, by the way. I spent a second-round pick on Luke Schoonmaker. Not great. Hendershot, John Stevens could fight for a spot. And I would not sleep on Brevin Span 4, whether it's tight end 4, whatever, carving out a role for this Cowboys team. So before we go, name a free agent who you want the Cowboys to sign. Sound off for me in the comments section.